Hello guys, so as you saw in my previous video, yesterday I trained calves and back and today is a rest day. So I took this opportunity to speak to you about the optimal intensity for maximum natural hypertrophy. Now, how do we define intensity? It's very simple. Zero intensity is when you are not lifting any weight, and 100% intensity is when you are hitting failure. In these videos, whenever I say failure, I will always mean technical failure, meaning that, let's say you are doing biceps. You are lifting, and then at some point you cannot complete a full rep, so you are going a half rep, and then you cannot go more. This is technical failure. Okay, this is when you are exerting 100% effort. There is no meaning in going half, and then 1/3, and then nothing, like Tom Platz, and bullshit like that, okay? This is completely counterproductive. So, the proper intensity for natural maximal growth is 1 to maximum 2 reps shy of failure. This is still very hard, but it's not an overkill for your central nervous system. You see, this is the problem. The limiting factor, it's not your muscles. Your muscles, in fact, if they will not get injured, they can recover fairly quickly. But your CNS, your central nervous system, is the thing that if it will get overtrained, if it will take this hit, it cannot recover fast. It will take weeks. And in some cases, if you have overtrained your central nervous system so much, it may take even months. If you will go in an overtraining mode, you will understand it because there are some indications. Some of them are: your sleep may be disturbed, your libido will be lower, and also your erection quality. You will be dragging yourself all over the place because you will be feeling super tired. You will have a lack of motivation because you will not be able to have a clear brain. So this is the other indication, brain fog. You will not have a sharp brain, a sharp focus. You see, all these indications are indications of a sick body, of a body that it is ill. Do you understand how important it is not to get overtrained? Why? Because only a super healthy body can grow muscles. If it is sick, the only thing that it is seeking to accomplish is to get better. It is go back to health. So it will ignore any stimulus for growth. It is just trying to survive. Simple as that. So the problem with hitting sets to failure is that in this one rep, or in this last rep that you are exerting so much force, your central nervous system is sending so strong signals for doing it by sending electricity that it is getting exhausted. It is better to do 3 sets, that it is 1 to 2 reps shy of failure, than doing 1 set to failure. Maybe these two, they are having the same result. For example, 1 set to technical failure, or 2 to 3 sets, 1 or 2 reps shy of failure. Maybe this will have the same stimulus for muscle growth, but you cannot sustain, you cannot have consistency by hitting your set to failure, even if this means every exercise only 1 set to failure. If you will do it 1 time, maybe you will get away with it, but if you do it for some weeks, you will not get away with it. You will get overtrained and your central nervous system will seek to survive. Okay, we don't want that, especially as a natural, because you are recovering slower than an enhanced. The PEDs are also enhancing the central nervous system in some point, and I will explain you why. When you are a natural, if you will burn out your central nervous system, what will happen? First of all, we are going to create a catabolic environment because your hormones levels will take a hit. Testosterone will go down and cortisol will go up. When you are enhanced, your testosterone is always super high because it is synthetic. Your body doesn't have to produce it, so it is stable in super high levels. And your cortisol, it is being blocked in a degree, which is a very vital degree. And this is why you can recover, even if you are training to failure when you are not natural. But when you are natural, if you are seeking for maximal hypertrophy, you have to have a plan, you have to have a strategy. When you are a natural, less is more. This is what you have to understand. But how much less? This is what I'm going to explain to you in other videos in the matter of volume and frequency. Okay, so you have to understand that when you are doing a set, you are giving a signal to your central nervous system in order to create hypertrophy of your muscles. Then the central nervous system takes this signal and is sending it back to your muscles in order to grow. If your central nervous system gets overtrained, which can happen pretty easily by hitting sets to failure, what will happen is that you will be giving the signal to your nervous system. The signal will be correct because you will be training to failure. Because failure and 1 to 2 reps shy of failure, they are both giving a signal for growth. But when you are training to failure, you will be giving this signal, but your nervous system will ignore it because it will try to survive. It doesn't have time and energy to waste to make you bigger. It is only trying to survive and take the voltage of it back to its normal levels in order for your body to function and your brain to function correctly. So, some indications of overtraining is overtraining of your central nervous system, of course, is you are feeling fatigue all day long. You are having brain fog. You do not have a sharp mind. Lack of motivation because you are exhausted. Low libido and low erection quality. I told you, your testosterone will take a hit. That's why. Maybe you will be feeling anxiety. You are tired, but at the same time you are having anxiety. This is because your cortisol has went up from the overtraining. There are some other indications, like you may be having some flu because the system that is protecting you from the flu, don't remember the word right now, it is also taking a hit, so you can get a virus easier. As you can see, these are all indication of a body that it is sick. It's not healthy. So how can it grow? It cannot. That's why every time that your program say, today I have to train, the first thing you have to ask yourself by how you feel is, do I feel strong? Do I feel having a high motivation? Do I feel fresh? If yes, then by all means you have to train. But if you are feeling exhausted, this training will get you even more in a catabolic state. What we need is to be in an anabolic natural state. So if you are feeling tired, you have to take this day a rest day, and this is the correct strategy to grow. So in other videos we will speak about the correct volume and frequency in order to understand they are also playing a huge role, and the rest days are completely vital for muscular growth, especially if you are a natural. So what I want you to take from this video is that 1 to 2 reps shy of failure is all you need for maximum natural growth, and it is the only way that is going to take you to the maximum growth. So maybe you will ask, so how can we identify if we are 1 to 2 reps shy of failure, or we are not 3, 4, or even 5? This comes with experience, of course, but a huge factor is what I showed you in the exact previous video about the rep tempo and the rep form. If you are performing your reps with slow negative, controlled positive, pause, and this form that I already showed you in the previous video, you can identify, your brain can identify if you are having one more rep and then you don't have another one. Or you can identify if after this rep you cannot go one more, so you don't do it, you leave the weight down. Okay. With time, if you start training with this rep technique, you will be very accurate in identifying if you are 1 to 2 reps shy of failure. Sometimes you cannot identify if you are 1 or 2 reps shy of failure, but it's the same thing. It doesn't matter. And this is why we are doing a second set, in order to be super covered that we did everything we had to do in order to create the maximum stimulus. I will speak about the volume in another video. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. Try if you like everything I'm teaching you, and you can write in the comments if it's working or not. Thanks guys.